here we are, last lesson of geometry. Can you believe you guys made it? Fantastic. So today we're going to be talking about the equations of circles. The equations for a circle is a lot like the distance formula that we had 100 years ago. So the distance formula is like this. In the circle formula, it's a little bit different. The radius is the same as distance. The radius is x minus the point on the circle plus y minus the point on the circle. So I will show you how we're going to do that. The standard form of the equation of a circle is this. Okay. So it says write the equation of the circle with the center at -3 and a radius of 6. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to plug those numbers in. This, of course, being the x, and this is the y. All right, so the standard form of this is going to be x, wow. Try again. X minus the x here, so that's going to be 3 quantity squared plus y minus, now that y is a -3, don't forget to leave that in there, and then that equals your radius squared. So your radius is this 6. So 6 and then squared. So when we simplify those terms, we end up with x minus 3 plus y plus 3 squared equals 36. That's the formula for that circle. We're going to write the equation of the circle with a center at 0, 5, and a radius of radical 7. Okay? Well, here's the x, here's the y, here's the radius. So, x minus squared plus y minus squared equals the radius squared. All right, so we're just going to plug in our numbers. We've got 0 here. We've got 5 here. We've got radical 7 here. So if we simplify this out, we are going to get x squared, because we're subtracting 0, plus y minus 5 quantity squared. And when we square a radical, we end up with 7. So that's the equation for another circle. So now we have to write this equation of the circle that's graphed. They don't give us any numbers, so what we have to figure out is what is the x and y and what is the radius. So the x, starting at the origin, is going to be -1, 2, 3, 4. So -4. Oops. -4. And then the y is -1. And the radius we can count any of the horizontal or verticals to the side of the circle. So I'm going to count from the center, 1, 2. The radius right here is 2. I could count it vertically as well, from the radius from the center, I can count up, that's 2. So now we have to write the equation. So the equation is going to be, x minus the x in here, so minus a -4 quantity squared, plus the y minus a -1 quantity squared equals 2 squared. So let's simplify. We end up with x plus 4 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 4. There you go. Another one. Okay, so we want to find the center and we want to find the radius. So the center is, if we come from x, 1, 2, so that's a +2. Our y, starting here, 1, 2, 3, +3. The radius, starting at the center, I'm going to count horizontally, 1, 2, 3 and a half. 3.5 is the radius. So now we're going to plug it into the formula. X minus squared plus y minus squared equals blank squared. All right, plug it in. X minus 2, 3, and 3.5. So now the equation for this circle is x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 12.3. So now they're going to ask us to graph this. So the first thing we need to do is locate the center of the circle. Well, here's the x, here's the y. Now remember that this in the formula is minus, so that means that this 2 is a -2. This 4 is a +4. And this 25, we have to square root to get 5 for the radius. That's the radius. So our ordered pair for our center is -2, 4, and our radius is 5. So now what we can do is we can actually draw this. So let's find the center. We have x -2 and y +4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my center. Now I need to count my radius. My radius is 5. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And sorry, this doesn't really fit on your paper vertically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to cheat a little bit because I'm going to draw my circle like this. You can draw it with your pencil though, and it works out quite nicely. Okay, that's the graphing the equation of the circle. We have another one. Okay, so what's our x? Well, that's going to be 0, right? And our y is 4. Our radius is the square root of 9. So we have the center is 0, 4. The radius is 3. So we're going to draw this circle now. So we're going to find the center, 0, and then 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the center of my circle. Now I need to count the radius. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. And we're going to draw the circle, starting just like so. That's a circle for this particular equation. Now we have to use some math to figure out the radius because it doesn't give us the radius at all. So like I said at the beginning, the radius, we're going to be using this formula right here. Okay? So they give us x1 and x2 to figure out the radius. So that formula, remember, is the distance formula. x2 minus x1 is quantity squared plus y2 minus y1 quantity squared. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to put 1s here. These are my 1s. These are my 2s. And I'm just going to start plugging it in. Okay, so my x2 is 2. My x1 is -3. Don't forget the signs, guys. My y2 is a -1, and my y2 is a 2. Okay. This works out to be 2 plus 3, so we have 5 squared. This works out to be a -3 squared. 25 plus 9 equals the square root of 34. When I do that on my calculator, I end up with 5.8. So the radius is 5.8. One more. So I'm going to do the 1s here, 2s here. Remember the formula. Oops. All right, here we go. x2 is 1 minus 5 quantity squared plus y1 is 3 minus a -4 quantity squared. So I have 1 minus 5 is a -4 plus 3 plus 7, but 4 is 7. 16 plus 49. When I work the square root of 65, I get 8.1. That is the radius of the circle. All right, last lesson. You guys made it. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.